Hey guys, welcome back to Mindset Automotive. Today, we're doing something that you don't usually see on these 2000 Pontiac Bonnevilles. So, we got ourselves a set of coilovers for this thing. Now, I know what you're thinking, if you own one of these, where? Where the hell did you get coilovers? Well, did a little bit of research, did some looking around and whatnot. The suspension setup on these is the same exact suspension setup, supposedly, as a 2000 Cadillac DeVille. Meaning, I ordered a set of coilovers from SF Racing and am going to try to rig it up so that it actually does fit this car. If I have any issues, you guys will get to see all that. We started off with boost, we started off with E85, and now we're going low. So let's get right into it. Alright, so here, as you guys can hopefully see, we've got our coilovers from SF Racing, right? Nice coilovers. Actually, looking through them, they're pretty high quality. I wasn't expecting, I probably should have been expecting a lot. They were, I think they were 800 something bucks, something like that. Good quality coilovers. They come with dampening adjustment, some extra cool stuff like a keychain, and what I believe is to be a nice little, like, coilover, whatever, keychain, little beat, kind of neat. And then obviously, because our rears are divorced, we have got our spring for the rear. Very nice. Comes with a little coupling, whatever. May or may not keep that. We'll see. Depends on how low I want to go. Obviously, we got two of them. And then we've got our rear adjustment. Obviously, you know, your normal collar setup. And I think this one's maxed out. So this is about as low as this one will go. Obviously, they get load on them. They go certain amount low, whatever. And then, as you guys saw a second ago, but so I can show you guys, we've got our fronts. They are not at all maxed out. I can get them all the way up to here before the collars are maxed out. And then, obviously, in our nice little package that we got with them, we have got our dampening adjustment. So these will come in handy. I can adjust how stiff or how soft I want them. They just slide in, and you do them a couple clicks, whatever you want them. And some people like to keep them in, some people don't. I'll probably end up keeping mine in just because it makes it simpler for me. They even come with a nice little rubber gasket to make sure that inside of that area does stay nice and clean. So you're not getting crap in there, so you can't fit your bits and pieces in there. So that is nice. But now we get the fun hard part, which is, obviously, we've got to take out the old suspension out of this thing. And to be real with you, as much research as I did do, I'm still not 100% sure if these will fit or not. After giving them a look over, at least on the fronts, it's looking pretty good. Our bolt holes look like they're going to line up. Everything looks like it's going to be good there. Obviously, you know, DeVille and Bonneville had the same style suspension setup, like I said, so it should theoretically fit. But we're in for a little bit of a project here, so let's get into that. Because we're a bunch of losers who like our stuff super low, right? What I'm going to do to start this thing off is I'm actually going to, as much as some people may say, oh, don't do that, they're set to whatever, I'm going to actually end up setting this up so that these coils are maxed out. Because, as dumb as it may sound, I am pretty sure, if I remember right, these are supposed to only go, I think it's 2 inches, which obviously isn't that much. So we're gonna get these collars as high up as I can get them before it gets obviously either too tight or till the collar is maxed all the way up. I will come back to you guys as soon as both these guys are tightened all the way up. It may take me a little bit, but I'm going to do that real quick, and then we will start tearing apart old suspension parts. So we've officially gotten these things about as maxed out as I'm comfortable trying to do right now. Only sustained 1 injury. But yeah, now it's time to take out our old suspension and get these bad boys on the car, on the fronts at least, and then we got to do the rears, but we've got the fronts done. Alright, so up front here, as I was talking about in the last video, we've got some unsightly rust. I'm hoping that these front 2 bolts up here, this guy and that guy, aren't too bad in shape. As you can tell, our shock tower is in the greatest shape. And when we get over to the other side, you're going to see that the other shock tower is absolutely not in good shape. One of the springs had actually split in half from up top because they had supposedly redone suspension. When I bought the car, I looked at it, and in the files that they had with it, they said redone suspension. Well, obviously, that ain't so new. That might be, though. You'll get to see it on the next area. But let's tear apart this guy. All right, so we've got our 2 bolts here. Came right off. Big old fat Milwaukee. Take just about anything off. And if the Milwaukee doesn't do it, something's horribly wrong. So, got a brake thing here. We've got to bend and take off. Actually, I think we can just take the bracket off. Same thing back here. Yeah. We'll take these 2 brackets off, get a hammer, and slide that thing off. Alright. We've got our old suspension out. Gonna keep that as backup just in case, but that thing's junk. So, now it's time for our new suspension to go in. Got our new coilovers here. We're gonna take off our nuts on top, as you do. Take these nuts off. Stuff it up top best we can. That's gonna be a hell of a lot lower than it was. Gotta slide our nuts on, and now got our fresh looking coilover in there, nice and smooth. We've now got our coilover in and everything in place, but the only problem being is that we have these brackets that are supposed to hold our brake lines and our ABS cables, right? So what I had to do is I had to find a set of nuts and bolts that will fit through on the holes on this coilover and through the bracket itself, obviously, so that we can make sure that everything still stays in its place without moving around a whole bunch. Because obviously the last thing I want to do is tear up my ABS cable, or my brake line cable ultimately is probably the worst one to tear up. So we got these guys in there now. We're going to tighten up these nuts onto the ends of them so that we don't tear them up, because that would be not good. Alright, so this is the passenger side. This is the side that I just took out, and as you can kind of tell what's happened to it, supposedly these were both sides were fixed. They only obviously fixed one, and it had bad casting. Cracked at some point, messed it up, but as you can tell, it is a little bit not good at all. We're about to drop this thing down. This is on the 17s because I could not fit the 22s underneath it. I'm gonna have to change the ride, I'm like 90% sure, but this is just because we can. We're gonna go super slow. Try to. We're still going down. I think we're on the ground now. Oh shit. It kept going. I still don't think we're all the way down. The jack's stuck. The jack is stuck. I can't go I can't. Alright, so we're back to not really square one, but we're back to trying to get this thing all the way to the ground. That's set down. We are tucking on tire, at least, on these 17s. On the fronts. Alright, so now we're on the back left, which is actually going to probably be one of our harder ones to do. Because up here we have our filler neck, and I'm not so sure if I'm clearing that or not all the way down. So we've got to take out our fender liner here. We're going to end up cutting this here, and the backs end up having a lot more extra I got to do to them. I also have to readjust my rear shock back here. That way it is fully maxed out, and also take out the collars on my rear spring so I can actually go all the way down. So unfortunately I lost a ton of footage due to my mic's not working and storage issues. So basically rear coilovers go in pretty smoothly, so long as you do everything correctly. You might break a bolt, happens, but yeah, it goes in pretty smooth. Everything lines up pretty well, and if you're gonna do it yourself, make sure you remove your collars for the spring and just throw the spring in there with the top metal piece so that it can, you know, not wiggle back and forth. But other than that, went well. You know the deal. You guys get to see what the car kind of looked like on the 22s. They ended up not fitting ultimately, so it's back on the stocks now, but looked pretty nice on the 22s for the time being. If you enjoyed today's video and you know, want to see more of this car and my other cars, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, you know. Change your mindset.